Michigan is back in play. On Thursday, President Trump's lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, announced that the Wayne County Board of Canvassers has, in fact, not certified the vote. Giuliani said there is not only evidence of fraud, but massive fraud in Wayne County, with many times the number of registered voters casting their ballots. The wildly contested battleground state, which Democrats have been calling for Joe Biden since election night, now appears to be up in the air, with odds favoring a Trump victory. So how did all this happen? Well, with ballot integrity under question in Michigan's most populous county, the two Republican members of Wayne's Board of Canvassers decided not to certify the vote on Tuesday. It was a huge decision, putting the state up for grabs again. But it also made the two Republicans, Monica Palmer and William Hartman, hugely unpopular among Democrats in the state. And what did the Democrats do? They proceeded to harass, intimidate, and even threaten the safety of Republican members Palmer and Hartman and their families, and even released information about where their children go to school. One woman at the meeting, Ashley Daniels, called them racists and went as far as threatening to come after their heads. Under that kind of duress, the Republicans buckled and reversed course, agreeing to certify the vote on condition that Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson would conduct a full independent audit of Detroit's questionable precincts. But as it turns out, Democrats basically had their fingers crossed when they agreed to the audit, and after the Republicans certify the vote, Jocelyn Benson turned around and told Palmer she didn't view the agreement as binding. As a result of these threats and the Democrats' failure to uphold their agreement on Wednesday, Palmer and Hartman rescinded their votes to certify the Wayne County elections. They also both signed affidavits saying they were pressured and misled during Tuesday's meeting. So what happens now? Well, the Secretary of State's office claims there's no legal mechanism for Palmer and Hartman to rescind their votes. But President Trump's legal team confirmed on Thursday that the vote has not been certified. Both Palmer and Hartman have credible and undeniable proof that they were coerced by Democrats into certifying that vote. So the process now moves to the State Board of Canvassers, made up of two Republicans and two Democrats. Considering how Palmer and Hartman were treated and their sworn affidavits, it's highly unlikely that the Republicans in the State Board will move forward with certifying the vote, although sources tell us they are under extreme pressure from Democrats to get it approved. If they don't, then the process moves on to the State Board of Legislators, which is controlled by Republicans and would ultimately mean a victory for President Trump. The Board of State Canvassers are set to meet on Monday, and it's their responsibility to certify the result by no later than December 13th. And despite everything else that's going on, President Trump is still taking the time to call and check on the Wayne County canvassers and make sure they're okay. Chairwoman Monica Palmer says that President Trump reached out to her personally to make sure that she was safe after hearing about the threats and doxing against her and her family. Has Joe Biden called these canvassers to check and see if they're okay? No, he hasn't, because Joe Biden cares more about getting votes, not if his people are intimidating and threatening innocent children to secure his victory. Whatever happens, the people of Michigan and the American people will be watching this process closely, because the fate of the nation and democracy itself could hang in the balance. For One America News, I'm Pearson Sharp.